all day, every day. So we are here. Welcome. And it's been 4 days without electricity in my apartment. My son already came on Facebook and said how much I'm paying. He already blasted me on Facebook. But yeah, the infrastructure in Princess Anne County or Somerset County sucks. The apartment complex sucks. There's no backup generator. Residents are suffering without electricity. There's no heat. There's no stove. There's nothing. And nobody has come around to the residents to check on people, to see what they need, nobody gives a hoot because they have heat. They have cooking stuff. They're okay. But then other people are not. But people living their life, going about their day, and it's okay because they're not infected, they're not impacted. But there's people at this apartment complex in Princess Anne who has been without electricity now for 4 days. February 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, okay? No electricity. People can get pneumonia inside of an apartment without any heat. It's just cold air. It's just cold. So this is happening, and I'm coming on because even though the system is effing you without your permission, okay? Yeah, you're being effed without your permission, okay? Because guess what? There's no infrastructure to support weather like this. Aha! None. There's no infrastructure in place. There's no infrastructure to support weather, so they're blaming the weather. Okay, people play the blame game. They got to blame somebody. They got to blame something. So why not blame the weather instead of looking at yourself and saying, you know what? We need better infrastructure. We need to have solar panels. So when this stuff happens, guess what? You can click on your solar and you'll be good to go, right? But they don't want that. The electric company is in with these apartment complexes. They're snugly together. They're in like Flynn because they don't care about you. They don't care about you. They just care about the first of the month they get their money. They don't care for you to say, oh, the weather has impacted me. I'm not able to pay my rent. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to send an eviction notice. They could give two hoots about you not paying their rent. But guess what? They are talking about it's the weather. Yet they don't have a backup generator. What are you doing with people's rent money? What are you really doing? You're putting it into your pockets? That's what it seems like you're doing. You're putting it into your pockets. You don't have infrastructure set up for a storm like this to happen. You wait till the storm happens, then you're going to start crying. It's the storm. It's the weather. The weather. Really? What about you? What have you done for the community? What have you done for the people in the community? Especially the elders who are suffering without heat, suffering without a generator to power their stuff, right? What's happening? So I'm coming on this giving thanks all day, every day to give thanks. Let's look at what the verse of the day is today, which I haven't even looked at for some time. But the verse of the day, let's get that. The verse of the day is Jeremiah 29. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. Okay? Check out what Jeremiah 29, verse 11 is saying. For I know the plans I have for you. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. plans to give you hope and a future. But what is the world doing? The world's got plans to harm you. The world doesn't want you to prosper. The world wants you to give up and not have a future. This is what the world is about, okay? People talk about America. Oh, it's, the American dream and all this stuff. It's a nightmare. That's what you are. You're a nightmare. You're not a dream. It's a nightmare. Dreams are good. Dreams, you can have dreams and stuff. But America, you're a nightmare. A serious nightmare. So, I'm calling out to my handsome president. Give me a ticket so I can go to Ethiopia. Get me a ticket so I can go to my homeland, okay, of Ethiopia, all right? Send me there, please. Just give me a ticket. Let me go. Let my people go. So Jeremiah 29 is talking about the Lord declares this. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you, not to, leave you in a freezing cold apartment where you are freezing. There's no heat, there's no food. The Lord ain't set that up. That's not what the Lord wants for you. To be in an apartment where there's no electricity for 4 days. 4 days! No electricity, no stove to cook food on. When I lived in the hills, I went and got my firewood and I was cooking my food. Come to America and this is what you get. Okay? It's a sinking sand. When I say sinking sand, I mean it's already sunken. We're already in the sunken place. So, Jeremiah, I love you, my guy, because you are telling us about what the Lord declares and what the world of Babylon, America, is doing. Okay? So, that is our verse for today. Yesterday's verse, because I missed you all yesterday, yesterday's verse is coming from Proverbs. Proverbs is about teaching you action, putting things into action. Proverbs from yesterday says, do not those who plot evil go astray. When you plotting evil, okay, don't those folks who plot evil go astray? However, those who plan what is good find love and faithfulness. Right? So, those who plan what is good finds love and faithfulness. So, plant what's good. Plan good things, okay? America has not been planning good things. They have plotted evil and they're gone astray. This has happened before beautiful, handsome Trump came in. Okay, it was long before President Trump came into office. Okay, don't get it twisted. This was going on long before he came into office. You just didn't see it because the Democrats kind of had it smoke screen, so you couldn't see it. They didn't want you to know they're eating children. Okay, anyway, Proverbs chapter 14 verse 22 yesterday is talking about do not those who plot evil go astray. This is a rhetorical question now. We know the answer. Okay? How, and then the other side of that, those who plan what is good find love and faithfulness. So I'm going to plan good things. I'm going to plan the good things, and I am going to find love and faithfulness. Not in this world, because this world is gone to booyaka. Okay, thanks for liking the video. Thank you for tuning in. I know some of you don't like to hear the truth, but guess what? The truth shall set you free. Do you want to be in bondage your whole entire life to a system that is effing you without your permission? So you're gonna stick on here and like the video and subscribe to this channel, because guess what? This is where you're gonna get the truth, and it's gonna be real. So let's look at what the verse of the day was on the 22nd of February. On the 22nd of February, the verse of the day came from 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. And 1 John chapter 4, verse 18 says, there is no fear in love. None. There is no fear in love. However, perfect love drives out fear. I'm not going to be afraid because perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. Okay? The one who fears is not made perfect in love. So I'm not going to be afraid. There's no heat in my apartment. There's no electricity. There's no food to cook, right? My mom is being transferred to a hospital in Florida from the Virgin Islands because the Virgin Islands has no health care. Another situation there. No infrastructure for the people. You're effing the people without grease. Yet Jeffrey Epstein got an entire island. But the people can't get health care? What does that tell you? What does that tell me? What's happening, right? Check it out. So 1 John chapter 4, verse 18 from February 22nd is hitting it on the nail. Okay? There is no fear in love. When you have the love of the Most High, you should have no fear. I'm not afraid of 10,000 that can fall. I'm not afraid. You turn off the electricity. I'm going to find a way, because guess what? I am blessed, highly favored, and so wonderfully made. I'm going to find a way around the foolishness of no infrastructure. You're going to tell me that an apartment complex that's getting $1,300 a month from residents can't afford a backup generator? Really? Ooh, what's happening? Let's go to our verse of the day from February 21st, from Saturday. Saturday's verse of the day says the commandments are summed up in this one command. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. That is from Romans chapter 13, verse 9 to 10. We got to love each other. We got to love one another. We got to love one another. Even the woman who left me the vicious voicemail, I love her. I love you, girl. I don't hate nobody, because hate is no place in my heart, because guess what? Love is the key. So I am about love. I don't know what you're about. I don't know what you want to be about, but I'm about love. Love, perfect love casts out all fear. So when you in perfect love, you're not going to be jealous of a person. When you in perfect love, you're not going to be want to curse somebody out on a voicemail. If you're in perfect love, you're going to be without fear. Perfect love casts out all fear, according to Romans chapter 13, verse 9 to 10. You shall not commit adultery. Okay? You shall not murder. And you shall not steal. This is what's happening in America. They're committing adultery. They're murdering folks in the streets. They're stealing electricity from the people and having them pay for it. And then they're coveting. They're coveting. And whatever other command there may be are summed up in this one command. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. Are you fulfilling the law? The fulfillment of the law is love. Love. And if we had more love in the world, we wouldn't have oppression. We wouldn't have prejudices. We wouldn't have discrimination. We wouldn't have homophobia. We wouldn't have any of this stuff that people hate because of whatever it is that you look like or whatever it is that you love. Okay? So let's look at the verse of the day from the 20th. when I flew out of the Virgin Islands to come to Maryland in a friggin' snowstorm. The verse of the day from the 20th, Proverbs 17, verse 9. Whoever would foster love covers over an offense. You hear that? Whoever fosters love covers over an offense. However, whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. So whatever the offense is, if you keep repeating that offense, you keep cheating, you keep lying, you keep stealing, you keep coveting, you keep adultering, you keep doing these things, you're separating yourself from close friends. You're doing that. So that was our verse of the day for Friday the 20th, Saturday the 21st, Sunday the 22nd, Monday the 23rd, and today the 24th, we have Jeremiah 29 verse 11. So let's look at our word today. What is our word today? Let's look at our word today. dailyword.com. What is our word today? Our word today is share. Sharing. Sharing is our word today. Where is... Okay, let me go here. dailyword.com. What is our word today? We're coming up. It's coming up. I can't get my dailyword.com with the word of the day. Today is supposed to be share. That's the word today, share. But now I'm not getting it. Oh, look, it just came up. So our word today is share. Sharing is caring. So our word today is brought to us by Romans 1:11. We got some angel numbers. 111. I told you the angels. I love my angels. Subscribers, you are my angels. Subscribe to this channel. Become an angel. The word today, share, is brought to us by Romans 1, verse 11. For I am longing to see you so that I may share with you some righteous gift to strengthen you, right? Yes. I am sharing with you some righteous gifts to strengthen you. Romans chapter 1 verse 11 is bringing in our word today, share. Or how are you sharing today? Okay, are you sharing with a neighbor? Are neighbors sharing with each other during this storm? I'm in an apartment complex where all the neighbors are without electricity. No heat, no cooking facility to cook anything because electricity is running everything. And I don't like gas. Gas tanks are not my cup of tea. I do not like gas. Gas can explode a home. There's gas explosions that happen. And I do not like gas. Okay. For that reason, I prefer wood stove where you put the wood in and you cook your food. Okay? That's what I prefer, a wood stove. I may even go back to the store and get that barbecue grill, put some barbecue things in there and set the fire and cook my food outside. I may have to do that. Yeah, I may have to do that. And that's another expense. So you see how the system is set up to F you? Okay? Now there's no electricity. You got to go and buy food. That's another money going out, right? There's no, you know what I mean? They're not saying to you, "Oh, we're gonna credit you for 1 month. Since you've been out of electricity for 4 days, we're gonna credit you for 1 month. You don't have to pay electricity for 1 month." Would they say that? I bet you not, because they're colonialists, they're capitalists. They're in it to make money. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about Miss Granny who's on a dilator. They don't care about Grandpa who's got to use electricity to breathe. They don't care. They do not care. Let me play Michael Jackson's "They Don't Care About Us," because he said that a long time ago. He said that a long time ago, and people didn't listen to him. They didn't listen to him. They had something else to say. But what he had to say was true, because they do not. They do not care about you. Okay? That's why people get into effed up relationships, because the world doesn't care about them and they settle for a hoe, basically. So this is Michael Jackson, and YouTube, you might flag this as, I don't have the copyright to this song. It's Michael Jackson. Okay? Michael Jackson. Okay. Now I'm going to dance. They don't really care about us. Hey! They don't really care about us. Michael. Yep, they don't want to see. They don't really care about us. You think they care about you because you gave your income tax refund? They effing you over with that too. Yep, they effing you over with the income tax refund too. Keeping your money. They take your money before you get it. They take that money before you get it. They take it off the top before you get it. So you left with the leftovers. They don't really care about us. Michael! Woo! Give it up to Michael. He's got it. They care about the pedophiles. That's who they care about. They care about protecting the pedophiles. They not care about protecting the children. They want to protect the pedophiles. Okay? This is what they care about. So go ahead and protect the pedophiles. Guess what? There's a God that sits high and looks low. Watch yourself. Watch it. Watch it. So let's look at the word today, share. And I missed yesterday's word was protected. The day before that was release. And then the day before that was joy. And then the day before that was discover. So February 20th, the word of the day was discover. Discover. What awe and wonder I discover and grow, right? No matter our age, most of us never outgrow the urge to discover, right? A child seeing a bubble for the first time is overcome with delight, watching the colorful sphere float through the air. Likewise, explorers throughout history must have felt a sense of accomplishment upon reaching their destinations, as well as the inspiration to go forward and discover even more, okay? Some of these discoverers were colonialists and capitalists that actually did the do. However, the urge to discover is within each of us. I live into the fullness of my being when I stretch myself to discover, to keep learning, keep striving, and keep challenging myself. Okay? Can I stay in an apartment without any heat? That's a challenge, right? As I do this, I draw upon my divine gifts and find strengths I didn't even know I had. To stay in an apartment with no electricity, with no heat, with no food. Yeah, we're fasting and praying. We're fasting, and this is pushing God. Look, there's a God that sits high and looks low and doesn't give you too much you cannot handle. What you're going through right now with no electricity, no heat, no food, none of the basic needs, it's to make you stronger. It's to give you strength for what is to come. Okay? This is what it is. So I'm thankful, very thankful for the opportunity to read and discover. So the word discover on Friday the 20th, okay, was discover. And it was brought to us by Luke chapter 17, verse 20 to 21. The kingdom of God is not coming with things that can be observed. Okay? Nor will they say, look, here it is. Or There it is. For in fact, the kingdom of God is among you. It's within you. Yes, indeed. Luke chapter 17, verse 20 to 21. Okay? So that is the word from Friday, discover. Let's look at the word for Saturday, the 21st, was joy. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Yes, joy is the word for Saturday. Okay? Joy. Psalm 149 verse 5 brought in that word on Saturday. Let the faithful exult in glory. Let the faithful chant music for joy on their couches. Check it out. The faithful ones are going to stay in the joyful place. And that's what I got to do. No matter what they throw at me, no matter what happens, I have to have faith. Faith is great. Faith is the number one ingredient in this whole mix, okay? Faith. So let's read our word joy from Saturday. There are many ways. So I give thanks for the joy that fills my heart and fills my life, right? There are many ways to feel joy and pleasure. The taste of a delicious meal. I can't even access a delicious meal because I have no electricity to cook the meal, right? The sound of a beautiful song. I don't have access to electricity, so I'm not able to play my beautiful song. I have to do what? I have to create my own song. A glimpse of a photo of a loved one. I could go through my phone and see pictures of my loved ones, right? So joy can also be found in the comfort of a meaningful relationship or the satisfaction of accomplishing a long-held goal, right? Meaningful relationships. Meaningful, not relationships that are narcissistic, not relationships that are controlling, not relationships that are abusive emotionally or physically, not relationships like that. We want meaningful relationships, okay? That brings joy. Joy is present in small, everyday moments as well as in profound, unexpected experiences. All kinds of moments bring me joy. From my first cup of tea in the rise, which I don't have access to hot water because I don't have electricity. So I have to find another way to get my hot tea, right? That's a challenge. Or to watching a glorious velvet sunset, okay? I may feel joy receiving a compliment or looking forward on the events of the day with satisfaction. Okay, people compliment me. They're like, oh, I like your shoes. Oh, I like, people always have something to say whenever I travel and go away. They always stop me and say, oh, I like this, I like that. So these are compliments. I receive it. My relationship with God is one of my greatest joys. Nobody can compare to that relationship. That relationship comforts me. And some people may be jealous of my relationship with God because they're like, oh, you just are, what is that? People get jealous, okay? But that relationship comforts me. It gives me strength. It strengthens me to realize the good in my life, right? God is in all the joy I am blessed to feel. And I receive it. You receive it. So that's our word for Saturday the 21st, joy. Then we went into Sunday the 22nd when all this stuff happened with the electricity and the storm, right? Release. I release old beliefs as I grow and evolve. Okay? What are some old beliefs? Well, the word release on Sunday was brought to us by Jeremiah. My guy, Jeremiah chapter 40, verse 4. And Jeremiah says, now look, I have just released you today from the fetters on your hands. See, the full land is before you. Go wherever you think it good and right to go. Okay? Check that out. This was Sunday. You have the full land before you. Go wherever you think is good and right to go. Okay? Jeremiah chapter 40, verse 4. Sunday's word of the day, release. I release old beliefs as I grow and evolve. So many things shaped my beliefs over the years, and probably yours too. Family, my upbringing, family history, education, friendships, and spiritual life or righteous life, living in the righteousness, to name a few. As I go through life, I will have new experiences and meet all kinds of people. I may find old beliefs that once fit me well, fit me no longer. Okay, there's certain things I used to believe that doesn't fit me any longer, and I have outgrown it. I've evolved. So growing and deepening in righteous standing firm may mean releasing ways of thinking that no longer serve you. Okay, stop thinking things that don't serve you anymore, right? However, I can do that and still honor the person I was. My background, my history, releasing makes room in my mind and opens my heart for the person I am becoming. All these challenges, my mom's illness, and the snowstorm and the infrastructure that is not supportive of the snowstorm has knocked out electricity, all that stuff. As I go through life, I'm becoming stronger because of these challenges. However, I can do that and still honor the person I was, right? Releasing makes room in my mind and opens my heart for the person I am becoming. Remember that. Releasing your old beliefs, okay, readies you for a future of growth and evolution, okay? You may have believed that Jesus' name is the only name, when in fact, God has many names, and there is not one above the next. That's called oppression. Putting something above something, and then underneath you're oppressing that's under there. So evolve and grow into the knowledge of words that you may not be using that you need to use. Stop using words like my bad. Are you bad? Why are you saying that you're bad if you're not bad? You made a mistake. Apologize and keep it moving. Why are you taking up the language of the oppressor? That's the question you need to ask yourself. So release that, release it, okay? And Jeremiah says that. He says, I have just released you from the fetters on your hands. You're free. Why are you in bondage? So let's look at Monday's word of the day, protected. Monday's word of the day is protected. There was a storm. There was all this stuff going on. I flew on the plane on Friday from the Virgin Islands to the Eastern Shore, and look at what happened, right? So protected brought in our word for Monday, protected, and it's being brought to us by Psalm 59 verse 16. And Psalm 59 says, I will chant, I will make melody of the mighty strength of God. I will chant aloud of the steadfast love in the rise. When I rise in the rise, you call it morning, I call it rise, because I'm happy. I'm not in a morning. I am happy. I am going to chant aloud of the steadfast love in the rise, for righteousness of God has been a fortress for me and a safety in the day of my distress. Okay, Psalm 59 verse 16. When I was in my apartment in the freezing cold, under my blankets, guess what? That was distressful because I was cold, right? Who had me holding me was the most righteous of all, God herself. Okay? So, just like releasing the mentality that God is just man, we got to release that. God is not just man, God is woman as well. So, those old beliefs, we got to release that from the word release that was on Sunday. So the word for Monday was protected. So here we go. I am divinely protected, shielded in tranquility and love. And because of that, I'm attacked. I'm always attacked, okay? Because I hold God in high regard. When you hold God in high regard, you're going to be attacked, okay? When you wake up from the sleep and slumber, you're going to be attacked. When you realize that America is a sinking sand, you're going to be attacked. Okay? So, the safety of divine protection wraps around me as a cloak of light and surrounds me with tranquility. Rather than hardening my heart like armor against a world that can feel harsh, I remain sheltered in softness. Challenges and losses may shake my sense of security. However, I find aspects of divine protection when I comfort myself with righteous practice and seek support from others. Okay? Even in the face of adversity, when there's no electricity in my apartment and it's freezing cold, I got to go back to that. Even when that's happening, I remember God's ever-present love and strength. Just as a plant receives nourishment from the sun's rays, I draw upon God's protection. I feel secure when I am centered in God. I live courageously, opening myself to life. Okay? This is what protected is about. You are protected. I am protected. No matter the sinking sand of the world of America, it's a sinking sand. We are protected. The children of God are protected. So that was our word for Monday. And our word for today is share. And that's how I'm going to end it, y'all. We're going to end it here with Chanta Day from Steel Pulse. Steel Pulse album True Democracy. And
Think Safety. Think Granger. For trust.
And let me get this commercial go off of here. And that True Democracy is going to outro our day, our live today. So thank you for the likes. Thank you for joining and thank you for being part of this. Have a blessed, wonderful day. It's been some time. I've been off taking care of my mother. And yeah, I'm going to be still doing that because now the infrastructure in the Virgin Islands is not equipped to take care of my mother. So they're flying her to Florida. Let's see if the infrastructure there is better. I'm going to go find out myself. So stay tuned. Keep it locked on Giving Thanks All Day, Every Day. And I'll see you soon. Love you guys. Have a blessed day. Subscribe, like the video, and do all that. You know what to do. Hit that button. Take good care. Take good care. See you next time.